Imagine buying a brand new flagship phone in 2025 and finding out that, despite a bigger battery, it might actually run shorter on a single charge. That's exactly the surprise with Google's upcoming Pixel 10 lineup, and it's one of the more curious details revealed ahead of their launch. Here's why this matters. For years, Google has struggled to nail battery life on its Pixel phones. Back in 2021, the Pixel 6 Pro looked great on paper with its 5000 mAh cell, but in practice, many users, myself included, had to scramble for a charger before dinner time. That shortfall pushed a lot of people towards Samsung's Galaxy Ultra series or Apple's iPhone Pro Max, which could reliably last all day. Since then, Google has made steady progress. Better modems with the Pixel 7, improved fingerprint sensors with the Pixel 9, and now with the Pixel 10, a brand new Tensor G5 chip designed fully in-house and manufactured by TSMC instead of Samsung. That shift alone suggests Google is taking performance and efficiency much more seriously this time around. But what about the batteries themselves? Regulatory labels from the EU give us a first look. The standard Pixel 10 gets a 4835 mAh battery, about a 6% bump from last year's Pixel 9. On paper, that sounds solid. But here's the kicker: the real-world runtime only improves by 11 seconds. Yes, you heard that right, from 49 hours and 12 minutes to 49 hours and 23 minutes. Technically an upgrade, but not one you'll notice outside of a spec sheet. The Pixel 10 Pro, however, fares a little better. It comes with a 4707 mAh battery compared to the 4558 mAh in the Pixel 9 Pro. That's just a modest 3.3% increase. But the runtime does jump a little more, clocking in at 51 hours and 9 minutes, up from 50 hours and 44 minutes. Still, that's not exactly a game changer, more of a steady refinement. Then we have the Pixel 10 Pro XL. On paper, it looks like the battery winner of the bunch with the 5078 mAh capacity, slightly higher than the Pixel 9 Pro XLs for 9 mAh. But here's the twist: despite the bigger cell, the estimated runtime actually drops. The Pixel 9 Pro 40 managed 49 hours and 30 minutes, while the Pixel 10 Pro XL is pegged at just 48 hours and 38 minutes. Bigger battery, shorter endurance. That's the sort of contradiction that makes you stop and wonder what's going on under the hood. Now, there are some important caveats here. Battery runtimes can swing wildly depending on settings, apps, screen brightness, and even network conditions. These numbers are controlled estimates, not everyday results. Plus, Google has reportedly put these batteries through some serious stress testing: 1,000 charge cycles with minimal degradation, and even 270 drop tests without any damage to the cells. Combine that with an IP68 rating across the lineup, and durability doesn't look like it will be a concern. Beyond raw endurance, though, what stands out is the long-term software promise. Each Pixel 10 model is set to receive 7 years of Android updates. That's huge. For context, most Android phones used to max out at 3 years, maybe 4 if you were lucky. With 7 years, the Pixel 10 is designed to last as long as the battery does, making it less of a short-term gadget and more of a long-term investment. Of course, battery life isn't the only story here. Google is also positioning the Pixel 10 series as a serious AI-first smartphone family. Remember Magic Eraser? That was a Pixel feature years before Apple rebranded it as Clean Up. Same with Hold for Me, which let Google Assistant wait on hold for you, a feature Apple is just now catching up to with iOS 26. That pattern makes you wonder what AI tricks Google has up its sleeve for the Pixel 10, especially now that it has a custom-built Tensor G5 chip designed specifically for its vision of AI-powered phones. So, what's the takeaway? On the surface, the Pixel 10 series doesn't deliver a massive leap in battery life. In fact, one model actually takes a step back. But numbers don't always tell the whole story. The efficiency gains from the Tensor G5, combined with Google's AI optimizations, might offset those small capacity changes in ways we won't see until real-world testing. And when you factor in 7 years of updates, improved durability, and Google's track record of bringing genuinely useful AI features before the competition, the Pixel 10 family still shapes up as one of the most interesting smartphone launches of the year. If anything, this shows how far Google has come since the Pixel 6 days, when poor battery life and buggy hardware defined the experience. Today, the question isn't whether the Pixel can keep up with Apple and Samsung, it's whether those rivals can keep up with Google's pace in AI innovation. And when the Pixel 10 officially launches on August 20th, we'll get the full picture of whether these numbers translate into a phone that can truly last all day or if battery life is still Google's one unsolved puzzle. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.